This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN Network. And joining me right now is Robert Beekhuizen. He is the president and CEO of Athabasca Minerals Inc. It's a publicly traded company. I got two symbols for you: AMI on the TSX Venture and ABCAF in the US. And Athabasca will be presenting at our upcoming in-person investor conference, the Planet MicroCap Showcase, happening May 3rd through the 5th, 2022 at Bally's Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. For more information to register and see Athabasca's presentation, please go to planetmicrocapshowcase.com. And with that, Robert, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Thank you, Robert. It's good to be here.
It's great to have you. So this is our first time doing an interview together. So can you start us off with that quick overview and history of the company?
Sure. Athabasca Minerals has been around since the year 2000. It became publicly trading around 2007. Initially started as Aggregates Management Inc., and then it did a name change in 2006-7 timeframe when it launched on the venture as Athabasca Minerals. Since then, we've been publicly traded, and I've been CEO since June of 2017.
Very good. So what would you say makes Athabasca Minerals unique and different, both the projects and the company, compared to some of your peers out there?
Particularly in the Canadian space, we are a publicly traded aggregates company. Mainly the aggregate companies are privately owned predominantly. We are publicly held, so we have an opportunity to grow this company and incorporate more aggregate pits as we fly, as we say, horizontal. We're not a vertically integrated company into cement, but we do fly horizontally across the aggregate space. We're also an integrated company. We have production operations that produce gravel as industrial minerals, but we have sand processing operations and sand operations in both Canada and the United States. We acquired an engineering firm to support our portfolio and bring external customers. That's TerraShift Engineering. So we're integrated with technical expertise in mining engineering, environmental reclamation that serves our portfolio and external customers. And then finally, we have an emerging technology-based company called AMI Rockchain, which we say affectionately is the Amazon of aggregates, or the Uber for gravel. We have over 2,000 aggregate operations in our database, over 8,000 aggregate operations in our database, over 2,000 trucking companies, over 150 labs. And we basically, with AMI Aggregates, provide a variety of delivery solutions using our technology platform and our transportation network for customers. We're also selling software, and we're developing some new dimensions in AMI Rockchain with respect to resource divestitures and supporting the market in that regard.
Robert, I have to ask you a question here. How often does your company get confused with being a junior mining company?
Well, since we're on the venture exchange, and that's a great starting point for mining companies, and our title says Athabasca Minerals, we often get probably perceived as a mining company, but we are a fortified cash flowing company that's been around for 20 years. But to answer your question, I would say often, but there's obviously different parts to our company. If you ever go on our website, or folks
Sure.
do go on our website, they'll see the different divisions that we do have that are all operating and cash flowing.
So what's your background? I mean, you said you joined the company in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. So love to hear how you came into all this.
Sure. Well, I'm an engineer by background, and have my engineering degree, a master's. I also with the Institute of Corporate Directors, but I came out of large publicly traded companies. Back in the day, I was the president of construction and fabrication for Fluor globally, one of the largest engineering construction companies in the world. So I was with them. I worked in major capital projects, including for Husky Energy, which is now part of Cenovus. And back in the day, I started with my career with Schlumberger and then migrated to Shell. So I've spent my career mainly in large publicly traded companies, but made the transition over to Athabasca. I thought the story was very interesting from an entrepreneurial development standpoint. It's a very entrepreneurial company, even though it's been around for the number of years that I described. It's going through a renaissance, and that therein lied the opportunity. Back in 2014, 2015, the stock was as high as $3. It came down when, about the time I joined, it was going through, I think, a period where it had to reestablish itself and what it wanted to be. And since 2017, together with our management team, we've come up with some new constructs and a good future.
So then from what you can tell us moving forward, what would you say are some of the company's growth drivers for 2022?
Well, good question, Robert. We're both a products and services company. So the growth drivers are really along those two lines. So we're delivering more products, particularly out of our sand division, with our Firebag sand asset. And we've got an outstanding contract for delivering filter sand in large volume. This was something we press released at the end of last year and gave an update earlier this year. So, products in the sand side, as well as our US operation, AMI Silica LLC in Wisconsin, which is jointly held with a partner. But we are just took over that operation about just over 6 weeks ago, really at the end of February, at start of March. We were contract managing, but now we actually have custody and ownership of that together with our partner JMAC Resources. But we'll be delivering products of significant volume out of the United States to serve the energy market throughout North America and Canada, and as well as our aggregates division, moving product in Canada as well from our corporate pits. On the services side, I mentioned rock chain, and we are continually to grow this business. We've literally bid hundreds of millions of dollars worth of bids for large clients and repeat clients, and we're looking to transact on those during the course of this year. And as we grow out both the deliveries and the transportation solutions, we're expanding our customer base increasingly with subscribers and customers in rock chain. And then, as I mentioned earlier, our mining engineering division is kind of supplementing all of that. And that's really what's looking for us. Just briefly, we had an investor call on March 17th, and there was a pretty good outline given then about the year ahead that we saw for us.
Very good. Well, Robert, with that, where can our audience go and find more information on Athabasca Minerals?
So obviously you can go to our website, www.athabascaminerals.com, one word, and you'll see on that website news. We're also working to keep our digital media up to date. So there's postings happening on LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook and such. And then if honestly, if folks want to, we have a director of corporate affairs, Cheryl Gruey. Her contact information is on the website as well. If anybody wants to reach out, we're a pretty responsive company. So the news you can pick up that way. And if you need to talk to somebody, you can reach out to our Director of Corporate Affairs, Cheryl Gruey.
Very good. Well, Robert, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck. Yeah. Stay safe.
Yeah, and, thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.